Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you very much for being an electriker. I really appreciate that. All right. Now, I want us to see how you can indicate your automatic changeover switch. All right. So usually you're going to have a couple of lights on your control panel. All right. So you have a light which will light in case you want to show if mains is available, whether main is loaded, generator running, generator on load, and also how you can incorporate emergency switch, okay, in automatic changeover switch, right? So if you have, power activated in your ATS, then definitely your mains contactor will energize, and this light here and this one both will light. In fact, before we do that, the moment you switch on this, the mains available will be on, and then when this contactor energizes the mains on load will light. Now, if this power has gone or there is an outage, then gen running will indicate, because the generator will start to run, will be a delay for around maybe 15 seconds or 10 seconds. It depends on how you set it. And so this will indicate that the generator is running, but it's not loaded. All right. Then after that set time, this contactor will engage and will have this light indicating. You see, this is good because you'll at least know what's taking place or what is going on in your circuit. All right. All right. Then the emergency stop in this circuit, there are two ways you can connect it. All right. So you need to press this button for any contactor to disengage, because what you're trying to achieve here, someone has been electrocuted, or there is a fire, or there is any serious problem related to power, and you need to disconnect everything from power. Okay, and this is the only button that is accessible to anyone that is around. Okay, so if you hit this, then your contactor will de-energize. All right. Also, because that generator was on, so your generator will continue running. Okay, but the ATS will completely be completely out of power. Okay, so if I reset here, in fact, even if I switch on power here, still you won't have anything because the e-stop is on. If I reset, the power gets back on. So right now, if you look here on these monitors, you realize there is power and the mains contactor is energized. Okay, so still, if I press my emergency, this will disappear. Okay, so if you want to know how to connect that, then you stick the video. So I want us to open, to bring our board, and then we look at the circuit, how we can, go about that circuit. All right. Okay, let's do that. All right. Okay. So let us begin by look at the control circuit for mains. Okay. So you remember, if we check on mains, has got some breaker here. So we are going to draw some breaker here. Just some breaker here. Okay, so we have some breaker right there. Now from the breaker, based on our circuit, this will be our phase monitor, all right? Right here, this will be our phase monitor. So this is phase monitor, okay? All right, so from this phase monitor, we have got the timer. Okay, so timer normally open. Okay, yeah. So from the normally open of this timer will again energize the relay, okay? This is still the mains relay. All right? So then this relay will energize the main contactor. So we'll have our main contactor here, okay? So we can have this is A1 and then this one is A2, all right? So from the 3 breakers to the phase failure, if allows that power, then we'll supply the timer will close its normally open, which is 1518, and then it will energize the timer, that's the mains timer, okay? Now main timer will close this contact, and then our coil will have supply and this contactor will energize, okay? So what we want to know is how to connect those indication, okay? So here what we do, so you have, this is A1. So we want to do main on load. So we just take this. Okay, and then this is a neutral. So you realize if this contactors energizes, okay? So this is mains on load, okay? This light goes on when this contact energizes. Now, if you want to connect our mains available, okay? So your mains available will come from here. We will get it from the phase monitor, okay? So we get a phase monitor here. This is a neutral. So this will be your mains available, because this is this phase monitor allows power, okay? Allows power through. So this will tell us that the mains is available, okay? Now, the moment this contact energizes, then the mains on load will indicate together with mains available, okay? So when we look at, when we go to the generator side, all right, gen side. So gen side will have one breaker here, okay? And then from this breaker, the breaker will give our timer, okay? Here. So timer normally open, okay? Now this timer closes, we supply the gen relay, okay? But before we go to gen relay, we must go through this mains relay. So go through the mains relay, okay? So this is timer, and then this is mains relay, okay? Now through the mains relay, so now this one is the gen relay, okay? So here, now we have our coil for the generator, all right? But before we do that, we can put here something like this, which is the NC mains, okay? The same thing here. You can also do the same thing. This is NC gen. Okay, so this is a neutral. All right. So generator starts. We have got voltage here. So this will close. The timer will close. Now, through this is mains relay, this will be closed, okay? So we go through NC of the mains relay. And then we go through the gen relay, because when the gen relay energizes, this will close. And then through the ends of the main, this contactor, generator contactor, will close too. Okay? All right. Now, if you want to indicate like gen on load, so we take from here, because the light will go on once this contactor has energized. Okay? So this is a neutral. This will be gen on load. Okay? All right. Now what we need is gen available. Okay? Now gen available, that one, no big deal. So we can get it from here. So gen available. The moment generator starts to run, this breaker will have voltage here. So definitely this will draw current from here, and then it will glow here with the neutral. Okay? But this will light only if this contactor has energized. Okay? Hope that rings the bell. All right? Okay. You may pause and look at that. Now let us see how we can connect our emergency switch. Okay, now you see we may have two way of connecting emergency switch to this circuit. Okay, so I will show you that in a few. So let's see. So we have a contactor here. Okay. So this is gen, this is mains. Okay. You have got your A2, A2. This is A1, this is A1, okay? So we want to know how to connect that E-stop, all right? All right, now here we have got our, let's say, we have a breaker here, okay? And we also have a breaker here. All right, let's have a neutral bar here. So we have a neutral there. So we have got our power here. This is L, and then we have a neutral here. This is N. This is L. This is N, right there. So the thing is, the L's are independent from their sources, okay? But this neutral, we can make it common, okay? There. So this is coming from the utility source, and then this is coming from the gen source, okay? There. Okay. Now, right here, because we want to control, so we have got this power here through our control, okay? So you have got this supplying there, and then you have this also supplying that. So M gets supply from its source, G gets supply its source. Just put in mind our control circuit that we usually go through, but this one you're demonstrating how to connect your emergency switch. All right. All right. So remember, this is a control. Remember, this is a control circuit. All right. Now, we may, you may not. You may open here. Okay. And that is if you're using, because I said we have two types of, we have two contacts, NC, and then we have one contact. Okay. So if you're using two contacts, NC, meaning that because you'll have to, you'll have to connect your E-stop right here. Okay. Right there. Okay. So that is your E-stop. So you'll have to move, this will be phase and this will be phase. You have to drive them when you're using this. So this will be pushed by one push button, but it will be affecting cutting off two circuits at the same time. Okay? All right. But the other way, if you're using this is 1. Okay? So if this is 1 and it has to cut off everything, all right? So if you're using 1, this is what we are going to do, okay? So we have got here, this will be open, and this also will be open, okay? But we have got a relay here. So we will have a relay here, okay? And this relay, we've supplied one side by a phase, another relay here, okay? So this relay, okay, this relay will close this, okay? This one for generator will close here, and then this also will close this one, okay? So now this side is neutral. So this is what we do, because you're using one contact. So you have introduced a relay here, all right? What we do, so we'll have this. All right. So now right here, we'll have, this is now coming to our neutral, okay? So we are controlling neutral for these two relay, and the relay are controlling NC, okay, of these control circuits, all right? Okay, so we have our E-stop right here. Now, if usually in the normal condition of this emergent switch, because it is in a closed position, meaning that this relay, they will be getting the neutral, so it will complete. So definitely they will be closed. If there is a C mains, this relay will be closed. If there is generator, this relay will be closed. Okay, but now the moment you press this emergency switch right here, so it will cut off the neutral. Okay, it will cut off the neutral of this relay. The relay will open, and then the control circuit for this either line, it will be open. So whether you start a generator, the circuit will be dead completely. Okay, so instead of using the first one, which you used, whereby you have to drive this wire around the phases, okay, one phase for generator, and then one phase for mains, you pass through here, so that you control the circuits. But at least you use one, but you control the neutral for everything at once. Okay? Yeah, so basically that's the idea. I hope you get it. Okay, all right. Now, back to our circuit. Hope I explained something on the board there, okay? So, the relay we introduced in this circuit here. Now, look at this circuit. So, we have an emergent switch here of one contact, okay? And we are using one contact here, all right, to control the neutral. So, these relay are getting the phases from their independent sources. But now the neutral are linked, and they are controlled by this emergent switch, okay? So if I switch on this gen, okay, it will be controlled by this E-stop, okay? Now, if the mains comes in, as usual, all right, it will be controlled by that emergent switch, okay? So basically, that's how you connect your emergency switch into that system. Oh, okay. Now, so we've also looked at the indication. Okay. So mains are variable. This is where I said, because the output of this phase failure here, okay, will be carrying a phase. So the moment these phase failures acknowledge that the voltage is okay, this light will be on, okay, because this is the same phase failure that energizes the timer. So that's where we get the supply for the mains available, okay. And at that time, the contactor is not energized yet. Probably the timer is still counting. All right. So the moment this engages, then the mains on load comes in, and the mains on load, we take it directly from the contactor coil. Okay. Now, generator running, we can get it from generator relay or the generator breaker. But introduced a generator relay here. So you make sure the moment you start a generator, this light goes on as the generator runs. Okay. But the gen on load will not light because the contactor is not energized, because we take it from the gen contactor A1. Okay, so as simple as that. All right. These lights, because the neutral is common, so they are using the same neutral on the same block. Okay, the neutral will link neutral from mains and from generator. All right. Now, also for neatness, if you check here, I'm using one wire, this wire here, all right, to bring the control here. All right. So this is like, how many strands are these? So we have around 6. Okay. So these are 6 core. Okay. So instead of having multiple wires, single core, so this is 6 core. So it's enough to take care of everything that takes here. And then I have a connector here, which makes the wiring pretty very easy. And also the wires are color coded. So it's easy for you to know that green is carrying mains available, blue is carrying the main on load. You know, emergency stop is carried by this. Okay. Yeah. So basically, that's how this whole thing works. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sure you've learned something. You can try it. If you're wondering how to connect all those kind of stuffs, you have the picture right now. So thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I'm out.